Cecil. So today I am going to be doing, I am so nervous just thinking about this because both of these cases are really creepy. But for the fact that I have been in one of these hotels when one of these cases happened is even creepier. So for those of you who know me, I've definitely made a ton of videos back in the past before I started doing shop with me videos and just my channel changed. I definitely want to get back into true crime and stuff like that because I have a passion for it. I love talking about stuff like this, but it's just creepy talking about one that I've actually been involved in. Not involved like I was involved in the crime, but I was there when it happened. So, but how do I start this video? So for those of you who know me, you've seen my videos about Hotel Cecil. I was there when Elisa Lam did pass away, did go missing and all that stuff, which we're going to get into. You can always watch my old videos, but we're going to talk about it in this video anyway. And I also was interested in the case of can you hear my nerves? Let's just get into this video. So this video is going to be very long. So grab your coffee, grab your tea, and let's do this video. This is a Thanksgiving mug, but whatever, it holds my coffee, doesn't it? So you're going to need some coffee, you're going to need some snacks, you're going to need something to just get you through this video because it's really relaxing. I know we're talking about really dark stuff, but it is relaxing. I'm not going to lie, I love watching true crime videos. So you might want to get a snack while we delve into this dark stuff that actually happened. This is real stuff that happened. So grab your coffee, grab your tea, and let's do this video. Because we are talking about dark stuff, I want to lighten up this video because I know people are going to ask me. So I'm wearing Rihanna's lipstick here. It's called Undefeated. So it's a Rihanna Fenty Beauty lipstick. So I'm just going to touch it up. I just wanted to lighten up the mood because when you talk about dark stuff, you kind of have to make it a bit more, not too dark, you know? Can you ever make this stuff light? I don't know. So anyway, let's get into it. So I think I'm going to start off, instead of doing Kenneka, I'm going to start off with Elisa. Kenneka Jackson, no, see, I'm confused. Elisa Lam was a 21-year-old young girl from Canada. I don't know why I'm getting so nervous. So because this is really real. This one's more, I think they're both bad, but this one's just more real because I was there. So I'm going to start because a lot of people are not going to watch, and I don't go back to my old videos. I made these videos way before people were really onto the whole Hotel Cecil and Elisa Lam because I just made it. I made it before my channel was a channel. I wasn't making videos. I didn't do it for clout. I did it because a lot of these two cases, people make videos for clout. They don't know what happened. They were not there. Even if you're not there, you don't need to spread lies, but these people on the internet spread a bunch of lies. Before I make a video, I get my facts straight, especially when it has to do with people's lives, especially when it's cases like with someone that's missing. I don't tell stories without having exact facts straight. So for Kenneka, I was going to make it back in 2017 when it freshly happened, but everybody was doing videos at the time, and we'll get into Kenneka's case. I'm going to tell you about that. But anyway, so Elisa, every time I talk about it, I get nervous because we were there, we're about the same age. If you dolls want me to do a full-blown story time about Hotel Cecil, my experience there, I will touch on a little bit in this video, just to give you the backstory. If you don't want to watch that, don't go and watch those old videos. I'm going to make a new one because my teeth, they're better now. But back in 2015, when I made those videos, they were bad. And I don't want you looking at my teeth back then. Just don't. I might private that video for this reason because I know people are going to, now I'm saying it, they're going to go type that in and find the videos. Don't look at it. It's horrible. But anyway, but you get the gist of what I'm saying. If you watch those, don't. I don't want you to watch those videos. But anyway, so we were both 21 at the time. I'm born in March 1991. She's born in April 1991. So it's really creepy, the fact that we're both born around the same time. And happened to be in the same hotel, and that happened to her. And if you watch my old videos, don't watch them please, you'll see me make comparisons into why I feel like I could have been a victim of that because of the age and something that happened when I was there, which I'm going to get into because I feel like this needs a part 2. I can't put everything in part 1. It's going to be a long video. We'll never get to Kenneka's case. Let's do Elisa. So as I said, I was there when this happened. in 2013. And why I was there, because people always want to know why I was there, so I'm going to tell you now why I was there. Why I was there is I did not know that that hotel was any of the history, because apparently the hotel's haunted. And I didn't believe in ghosts till I went to this hotel. I promise you, I don't believe in stuff like that until I went there. That hotel is definitely haunted. It's definitely messed up. A lot of people have killed themselves there, like, you know, jumped off the building, murdered in there, mysterious deaths, stuff happening. But I didn't know, because at the time me and my dad were just looking for the cheapest hotel, because I went there for fashion reasons. So most of you don't know, LA is full of fashion and, you know, all of that. You want to be an actress, go to LA. You want to be a movie star, go to LA. You want to be a fashion designer, LA. Everything is about fashion in there, entertainment. That's where you go. Not anymore for me. I really don't want to live there because of this. Like, the whole of LA to me is just dark because of this, and just other things I witnessed when I was there. LA is just a very dark city. You literally visit it and you go, if you make it out. I'm being serious now, but seriously, I just don't like messing with that whole city. And sorry if you're from LA, it creeps me out. There's just something in the air about Los Angeles that is a bad vibe for me. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. I'm going to keep on track and not drift around. But anyway, so I went there because I went to, for those of you who don't know, I have a clothing line called LB London. So I was getting like masses of like mass orders, like back to back to back. That's when I first started my line, and I would sew them on my own. So my parents were like, you can't keep sewing it because you need to, you're not gonna, like, I wasn't getting any sleep. I was literally making all these samples on my own up until like 5 a.m, 7 a.m. Like, I would not sleep night to night because I'll get orders like really fast and I need to make samples. I was doing everything. I was designing, sewing, shipping, everything on my own. So they're like, you need to go and get these samples made. So that's why we went to LA. That's the reason why we went to LA, was to get fabric samples and all of that. So we were there for the fashion district. There is a huge fashion district in LA. So, and also there's a huge art district in LA, and that's apparently what Elisa went there for, because Elisa, if you don't know, is not American. She's not from America, she's from Canada. So she was a tourist, but she was not meant to stop at that hotel. She was meant to just, her parents didn't know she was stopping there. She was meant to go to San Diego, and she's decided to stop. A fatal decision, stop in LA. And that's what I'm going to tell you, dolls, in this video. Is a lot of like things I watch, like crime and people who end up dead or missing, they make like a fatal decision where it was not what they were meant to do, wrong place, wrong time. And you just need to look out for stuff like that. This video is going to be a lot of an advice video, just based on my experience and what I see in these two girls' cases. You have to really watch your back, you know, and watch what you do, because little things you do, little plans you make could be like your demise. You just don't know. So, and I hate to like say that in a very harsh way, but that's how it is. So she stopped over in here for the art district, and it just didn't, she was not meant to be there basically. And she literally was only meant to be there for like a few days. But here's the thing, she never checked out, and they did not go and check for that. So let me tell you something. So when we were there, we literally booked, and this is why I'm jumping ahead. I'm going to get to theories right now. So when we were there, and I'm going to tell you based on my experience when I was there with my dad, we booked for a room for just a few days. I don't have to confirm with him how many days. I don't remember. But it was just for a few days, and then we were going to change rooms because all the rooms were full. They claimed their rooms were full. All their rooms were full, so we only could book for a few days, and then hopefully the next rooms will be available. So literally one day we came back from the fashion district, and we saw like they were telling us they're going to chuck all our stuff out because we haven't, you know, like we've kind of gone past the time. They said, but if you don't come back, if you're not back, if you don't check out by 12, we're going to literally throw your stuff out. Imagine, have you ever been to a hotel where they threaten to throw your stuff out? They don't even give you like time. Like, who even uses that word, we're going to throw your stuff out, or your stuff is going to be put out? Why? So then that made me know, for the fact she never checked out, and they did not care to call her family or to like check or throw her stuff out. They didn't do what they were threatening to us. Tells me, my theory is they were involved. There's no buts, ifs or whats about it, because if they could do it to us, why didn't they do it to her? Because apparently she went days without no one knowing where she was. Why didn't they, were meant to go and say, hey, have you not checked out, or like you know? So that's my theory, is that they're definitely involved. There's no buts or ifs or what's about it. But we'll get to theories at the very end. Let's just break down the case. So she checked into there because she wanted to do like a West Coast tour or something like that, is what she said. And she went alone, which is a big no-no. Women, don't travel alone, don't go alone, don't be on your own in a big building like that, especially a hotel. Don't be on your own, because you're essentially walking through a block of when you think about a hotel, think of them as a block of apartments in a lonely neighborhood. They're literally people live there technically. So you can literally have killers that live in those hotel rooms, which most of the time people who do those crimes live in hotel rooms. They want to be on a low profile. They don't want to be found in, and this place we're talking about, Hotel Cecil, I wouldn't even call it a hotel. I call it a motel, a fancy hotel. It's very deceitful. It looks like it's a hotel, but it's not. When you get past the lobby looks really grand. It looks like and I will get into my experiences there. I'm not going to talk too much about it in this video. That's going to be a part 2, a whole nother video. I'm going to have to like tell you dolls this all over again. So it's very grand, it's very deceitful, but when you get into the actual area where the hotel rooms are, that place is shit. It looks like hell. It looks like a hostel. What we call, I don't know what Americans call a hostel, but in England a hostel is basically like government living, where it's like many little rooms in a building. I can't describe what a hostel is, but for Americans, but that's what we call it. I think it's like government living, where they pay for your house, and it's very run down. What a hostel is, it's not somewhere you aspire to live in. You want to like live there to get by in life and hopefully get into an apartment of your own. You don't want to be, because a lot of people who live in hostels are like drug addicts, prostitutes, all that type of stuff that you just don't want to be around. That's what hostel is, just bad set of people. So you want to, like, if you're there, you're just living there to get to the next part of life, you know? So I lost my train of thought. This case is going to be like, story short, because I don't want to make this intro very long. It's already 10 minutes in. I kind of still want to get to Kenneka, because this video might just be an hour long because it's very in-depth, you know? So basically Elisa should never have been there. Never. Like, if she had, we shouldn't have been there. It's something that, you know, you're just trying to book a room quickly. You don't do your research. You just want to stay in the cheapest place, because that's why we got to this place. So she should have never been there. And that's the saddest thing about it, is that she was at the wrong place at the wrong place, wrong time, completely. So let me get to her story, because many of you watching this, when I asked you dolls to, you know, when I told you dolls I was making this video, all of you seem to know Kenneka's case because that's more fresher. It was in 2017. Many don't know Elisa's case, so I'm going to break it down for you, and I'm going to include videos as well and compare why they're very similar to me. So Elisa, as I said, went alone. So there's limited information we have on what exactly happened. So I'm going to be giving you what are the most popular theories and what I personally think happened, because I mean, in this kind of stuff, you don't know what happened, because again, you don't, it's the person who has all the answers is gone. And the person who has the other half, if there was another person who was involved, is obviously not going to come out and say, I did this. So we only have one half of this case that is deceased, and we can't get those answers back because they're gone. So we have to kind of put together their last minutes to get to the answer, and the last minutes are bizarre. It's not like it's bam, straightforward, oh, it looks like she fell off this, or she could have had this, she could have drank this, or with the last minute we saw her, she was in a bar, maybe she got drunk and alcohol poisoning, died of that, or she posted that she was going to take her life. Like, there's nothing that is solid that can give you a fact. It's only going to drive, this case drives you to insanity. And especially when you've been there, it makes you more insane. So one of the popular beliefs of what happened, I have my notes here. One of the popular beliefs of what happened for her is that she was killed by staff. And this is my biggest belief because of what I experienced when I was there, which I will make in a separate video, which I already have the videos up there, but I'm going to make videos to tell you why I believe that. That's, like, to me, 99.9% is what I believe. So basically they believed because the rooftop, so what happened was her last image of her was in an elevator where she was acting very, I'm going to put the clip in this video so you can watch it. I do warn you to watch it with someone because it's very creepy. Don't watch it alone. Skip that if you're on your own, because you're literally going to get goosebumps. I played it to a lot of my friends and they get goosebumps. They don't like watching it on their own. I don't like watching it on my own. I literally have someone in the house with me because it's just creepy. So I'm going to insert her last image video in this video. If you don't see it, it's because for some reason it's not letting me insert it, but I'm going to insert it. So if you didn't see it, I'm going to put links down below to where you can see the video. But as you can see from that video, she is, some people say, oh, maybe she was on drugs. To me, no. I feel like she was very much in her right senses. I feel she was scared, confused, what's going on. It's very creepy. You just know something bad went on. So for one, this is someone who wears glasses. In the video, she's not wearing her glasses, and she's very, for me, like, I'm not wearing glasses now, but I have to squint to really see the eye of the camera. So to me, I can't walk around a hotel like that. So for me, someone must have taken them, which screams attack. And she's literally on the run from that person, but they caught up with her. So basically they found her body after this elevator video. Not long after it, they found her floating above the roof tank, above the roof in a water tank. And I'm not even going to get to how disgusted that is for someone like me who was there, because that technically means I bathed in that water, I drank out of that water. I'm not going to get into that because I've already gotten into that, and it just really bothers me talking about that again. So the last image is it tells you something of what happened, but you don't know what. You're left with more questions than answers. So the first theory, which I'll go back to again, is staff. And why I strongly think it's staff is because if you look in the elevator video, when she's doing this and just doing this like weird stuff with her hands and just kind of, to me, I think she's squinting, because if you wear glasses and you're looking at something, you're kind of like, she's not seeing, so she's doing this like kind of like with her hands. I don't know what that means, but to me it's like she's communicating with someone. So some people, this brings me into my next theory, which is the paranormal. So some people believe she's communicating with someone dead or someone, because here's the thing, there is a lot of weird stuff going on there. Like, a lot of people have died in there, as I told you in the very beginning of this video. So that could make sense. And this is why I say it could be all of the above, because when you're dealing with a hotel that has so much dark history, and I'm going to put links down below where you can go and do your own research about this. It's too much for me to put into this one video because we're not going to be able to get to Kenneka's case. That's a whole nother video just talking about that hotel. But if you look at all the things that have happened there, that's a possibility that it was some kind of paranormal interaction. But some people don't, if you don't believe in paranormal stuff, you don't want to accept that. You don't want to get into that at all. So I'm not going to put that as a strong theory, but just do think about it, because it is kind of weird. Like, what was that? That's really creepy. That is really creepy stuff. The next theory is the stranger did it, and the stranger can go into a sub theory, which is a guest. So a stranger, like a guest, is a stranger to her too. Like she doesn't know who any of those guests are in the hotel, but I'm going to stick on, yeah, I'm going to tie them in. So I'm going to say, we'll first start off with the stranger theory. So the stranger literally could be someone off the street who doesn't belong there, or someone who came in to see a guest there. That will technically mean, again, they're a stranger off the street. That's a very high chance. But then again, the access to the rooftop to dump her body would be from someone who worked there. To me, it's very hard and bold. Imagine someone kills someone. The last thing you're thinking of is making it obvious. Don't you think it's easier to just kill someone in a room? I hate thinking these dark thoughts, but I'm trying to get into the mind of how they think to better understand what could have happened. So literally, and you have to think like this. If you're a detective, you have to get into the mind of the criminal to think what their next step is. So my mind is, you're a guest in a hotel, you don't know where all the cameras are placed. You're going to be scared to literally kill someone, take them and dump them at the rooftop. Everyone's going to see you. And how you're going to, when someone's dead, they're dead weight. So you're literally lifting this dead weight. There has to be more than two people. That brings me to my next theory. There has to be multiple people. It can't be one man that did that. It can't be, because literally when someone's dead, no matter how tiny they and petite they are, they're going to weigh a ton because they're literally dead weight. Let me give you an example. Have you ever carried like a little kid, even a baby, and when they sleep, they weigh more? They're like so heavy to like lift up. It will be worse when it's a grown adult that's dead and there's nothing, no movement, you know? So to me, it has to be two people, and they have to have done it in a way where they either pulled her covered and concealed in something, like, you know, those little trolleys that you carry stuff, luggage in just something in hotels and planes and stuff like that, where, you know, mainly in hotels is those little gold trolleys. Comment down below if you know what I'm trying to say. So it's a trolley. I'm sure that's the word you guys use. So they must have used that and covered it with a big something or some kind of cart. And again, that can't be a stranger, and that can definitely not be a guest, because they don't want to be traced by cameras to the room. So to me, I'm almost now 100% sure it's someone who works there, who can disable all the cameras, who has access to the cameras, and who has access to tools to use to transport a dead body to the rooftop, because they say she was dead like in the tank. And to me, there's no way you can, she's very petite, there's no way she can climb up there, get inside and close the lid above her. That don't make sense. You understand what I'm saying? And she was naked too. I mean, if it's suicide, who's going to commit suicide that way? That's such a most agonizing way. She didn't die of drowning too. So she was killed before getting in there. So to me, it really ties into Kenneka's case, which I'm about to show you why, how they very much mirror each other in the very effed up. Someone definitely had to have done it other than them. It's no accident. And here's the thing, they ruled two of them accidental deaths. Like, well, they tried to rule Elisa accidental, but then they flipped it again and said, like, inconclusive. They don't know what it is. Because you don't know what it is. You can't say, you can't for fact say, I mean, they both need to just be marked as murder, because you can't say it's accidental, because what proves is an accident. So back to what I'm saying. So to me, with what I just told you, we, you know, it goes back to being staff, because, and two staff, more than two, maybe 3, 4, 5, because how do you get someone with dead weight all the way up there and close the lid on your own, and you're not scared of any of the cameras catching you? The boldness. I can't even take extra sugar from the cafeteria down there without feeling I'm being watched or something. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you can't even do the minimal crime and feel like you know what I'm trying to say? Like, so why does, you know, that's a high crime to commit in a place you don't even know where cameras are placed. So you have to work there. So that's my theory on that. I'm now going to start Kenneka's case, because we're going to get back to this. I feel like this needs a part 2. I can't conclude. These are very wild cases that I can't finish them off in one video, but we're going to start Kenneka right now. So give yourself a second to take it all in, and comment down below what you think about Elisa, and if you want an in-depth part 2 on my theories of Elisa, because I want to go more in depth. Wait, get guest, we covered guests, we covered stuff. Yeah, so we covered my theories on what I think about Elisa. I'm now going to get into Kenneka. So comment down below what you think happened to Elisa, just even based on the video. What do you think you saw that I didn't see, or what other people haven't seen? Oh, and one of the most, let me get to this. So the most popular belief online about Elisa is the staff, or she was murdered straight. That's what everyone believes. Like, there is two. They either believe paranormal, but then again, wait for it. So just as in Kenneka's case, which we're going to get to, they believe they said she was bipolar and she was taking medicines for bipolar and she could have been depressed. So some people want to, like, they want an easy way out. And no, because that wouldn't have a result of being in a rooftop. You can just overdose, or overdose, or just that's an easier way. And they say most women, if they do commit suicide, it's literally by overdosing. So it's not, they do it kind of peaceful. It's actually men who are very, like, shoot themselves in the head or something, or men do, like, or jumping out of window. Women are very, like, delicate in the way they kind of gracefully exit this world. They don't want too much suffering. That's just the female thing. So to me, it makes more sense to overdose on medication than go up to a rooftop naked. It's just not dignifying. If that's a way, can you have a dignified suicide? I don't know, but that's just not dignifying. I don't think she'll do that. And I mean, again, she didn't die by drowning, so that's not suicide. So they didn't even rule that. They didn't even look at that. So to me, staff, straight. Let's get so the Kenneka Jenkins case. So this one again is very creepy because it also has a lot more CCTV images than Elisa's case of her last moments inside the hotel. So Kenneka's case is really, really close because it was really eerie, like really eerily similar to Elisa's case. Again, they're very young. Kenneka was 19 years old. She's from America. She was from Chicago. So this was all in her hometown. She was 19, as I said, went for a party with her friends, which she shouldn't have been. Again, wrong place, wrong time. But then that's what most teenagers do. They go to parties they shouldn't be at. The parents don't know they're there. That's just that's a 19-year-old girl thing. Like, she wasn't doing anything abnormal. She went around 12 a.m. Her mum knew. Her mum was recovering from cancer, so her mum's like, whatever, not whatever, but like, enjoy yourself. She didn't know it was going to be in a hotel. She thought they were going bowling because that's what Kenneka told her, so basically she lied. But then again, it's what teenagers do, right? You don't expect you're going to end up dead, but it's just, she's young, she was a child. So basically, you all know the story. But I'm just going to briefly go through it because most people who might be watching don't know both stories. So I'm going to just briefly hit what happened and how they ended up where they were, or how they ended up in the hotel. So this was in Chicago, in Rosemont, the Rosemont Hotel. It was a party for her friend, one of her friends, I think Irene. I could be wrong. I'll go and check back. But I think that was the party for one of her friends called Irene. This was at the Crown Plaza Hotel. So this hotel was a well-known hotel. Crown Plaza is a well-known hotel. So it's not like the Hotel Cecil where not many people know it. It's like a one-man business. No, this is a franchise. We have one in Houston. But it's still, to me, a very shady hotel because we have one in Houston where someone ended up mysteriously dead as well. Like, a lot of people seem to end up mysteriously dead in this place, like from what I've been reading on the internet. So, but let's get into it. So basically, lots of shady stuff as well in Grand Plaza. So yeah, so basically, she went for her party with her friend Irene on September 9th, 2017. Went missing. The last contact her friends said they had with her. Apparently the party was going well. There was drinks, alcohol. Remember, in America, the drinking age is 21. So she was underage drinking. Like, I know, it happens. Kids do it. We all know this stuff happens. That's not the case. So there's many theories on what happened. They had a lot of older men there, lots of girls there. It was probably a party up to 50 people from what I was reading. It was a very wild party. So I remember when this first happened because this was 2017 in September. and the Hurricane Harvey just hit Houston. So I remember just being bored and seeing this stuff on Twitter because literally no one could go out. The hurricane just happened. It was a very bad hurricane. So this was during the hurricane season. So I was seeing this stuff on Twitter saying things like you can't trust your friends, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what happened? And how a girl was found dead in a hotel. And I was like, oh my God, let me find out. I didn't know this case was just about to blow up. So apparently a video was going, and I got very glued to YouTube because of this. There was a video going around where they say it was her last moments. We don't know, but this is why people believe the friends. That theory is what happened to her because of this video. So basically it's a video where in Irene's glasses you can see Irene was the person celebrating her birthday. You can see her, like, people say you can see that she's crying, so maybe she knows what happened to Kenneka. There was many, and this is why I said at the beginning of this video, I didn't want to make a video about this back then. I had just started my channel, and I was like, do I want to cover this? It's very similar to Elisa's case, but no, because there were so many wild videos on the internet on YouTube particular, about this case. And I'm like, I don't want to add to the fake news, you know, especially this is someone's life. And this is someone's family. I don't want to be someone that contributes just to get clout, just to get views and clicks. No, I want to really... This has taken 2 years for me to talk about this case. 2 years, because I have allowed it to die down. I don't want to be one of those people who just make a video just to get views. I want to have information down, facts of what really happened, not what I think happened, or... No, I'll give you what I think happened, but not what the internet is drumming up hype just to get a click. So they believe there was like internet police, internet FBI. They'll like, look into Irene's glasses. You will see Kenneka getting raped in the background. And you can hear her say, help me. Do you know that I listened to that video so many times? I might insert it inside this video, but I listened to the video, oh my God, so many times. And I'm like, I can't hear, help me. I can't hear it. What are these people hearing? I might insert it in this video so you can hear.
What y'all finna do? What the fuck? She ain't hit it. You got the money for me? Check it out. Yeah.
I am enjoying my
What's up? You riding with me?
I'll put links. Do you hear help me? I don't hear help me. So and they're like, people are focusing on her glasses, like squinting to see. Apparently she's witnessing Kenneka being murdered, and I was like, I would play it for long, but for some reason it was just creepy, and I was like, I can't keep watching this. This is something creepy because I don't want to witness someone being murdered and their last minutes and looking through someone's glasses to see it. It just didn't feel right, so I stopped looking at those videos. And they were like, that was all the case was about, this girl's glasses and seeing things inside her glasses. And I'm like, who are these internet cops? Who employed them to solve this case? Like, just stop making wild theories. I mean, I understand a lot of things have been solved from the internet, but like it became, that's what the case is about, instead of really letting the police solve this case and give us facts. But then again, you know, as I said, a lot of cases are solved from the internet, so you know, but it just became too much, and that's all the case was about, and not really the victim and talking about the victim and the actual facts. It takes away from facts, and time is going, where are we talking about the glasses and what we thought we heard? And they're like, play it at this point of the video, you might hear her say, help me. And it's like, oh, you can hear another dude's voice in the background saying, we're going to kill this bitch. I'm like, I don't hear any of this thing. You know, it started making me think I have hearing problems. Like, do I have to have like this supersonic hearing to hear this thing? Because I don't hear it. I don't hear any of these things these people are talking about. It just really bothered me. So anyway, back to the case. So her last moments were very much similar to Elisa's, very eerie, her stumbling around. Although Elisa was not stumbling around, Kenneka was. So hers, you can kind of say maybe she was under some form of influence. May that be drugs, may that be alcohol. She was under some influence, which they did find a little bit of drugs in her. But then they said that she took drugs for like seizures. Don't get me, don't quote me, I don't have my facts straight on this, but they said she did have medicine for seizures. So then again, that reminds me kind of like Elisa, like she had medical issues with the bipolar. So we can't rule that as why they died. Because if they're taking medications for something, that's not how they ended up in weird places. So, I mean, people take medications all the time. I take medications for cramps, period cramps. That don't mean that's going to be the death of me. Or like if I end up mysterious in the woods, that's not why I died. Somebody put me there. That's not, like I hate when someone dies, people always like look for something like their medication to blame. That's not the reason. That's just like an easy way out. So basically, she had like seizures. They say that could, some people see. I'll believe this. The theory of alcohol and her seizure medicine, or whatever she was taking, got together and was bad. But then again, she won't end up in the freezer. We're gonna get to that. So that's where she ended up. So Elisa on top of a roof in a water tank, and Kenneka in a freezer. Do you see how like creepy those two deaths are in the most oddest places that no one's looking for? Weird, right? And their last moments of them stumbling around, not you know what I'm trying to say, in weird, just completely zoned out or not looking normal. It's just weird. And in hotels. So and in places they shouldn't be, in a water tank, which the water goes into the hotel, so it goes through the taps. People drink out of that. This one, Kenneka, was found in a freezer. Food is meant to go in there. Like two places where food go into. What is going on with these places? How are people easily able to access? Let's put all theories out that they were killed. How did these two people access these two places? That's where the lawsuit of both families should rest. How was my child able to access your water tank? How was my child able to access your rooftop? No, your freezer. So basically, her friend said the last place they saw her was, they told her to wait by an elevator wheeled, because they were ready to go. They could see that she was drunk and they're like, it's time to go. So they're like, wait by the elevator, because she left her. She's like, no, my phone is in the room. So they went to get the phone. How two friends, and her car keys, and it's her mum's car she was driving. So how do two friends go into the room? That's dodgy. That part doesn't get out of my head. That is such a weird excuse for why she went missing. So they said in that short space of time, why do two people need to go and get someone's phone and keys? It only takes one friend, especially if you're rescuing her because you see she's drunk from the party. Wouldn't someone want to hold her up in case, look, she pukes or someone else comes and takes advantage of her in the hallway? If your friend is that whacked out and drunk, someone's going to be holding her. That would be me. If I have a friend that's messed up, I'm not going to leave them in a dark hallway in a hotel while we both go in to pick up her phone and keys. That to me was a smoking gun. That was a lie. That's already a lie right there. And they waited for a long time to tell her mum. I can understand this. They're scared the mum's going to overreact. Oh, you took my car to a party, blah, 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 blah. You shouldn't be there. I can understand as teenagers you'll be scared. Oh no, she's not meant to know this. We're going to find her. She'll show up drunk somewhere. They're probably waiting for time. But then again, you know that time has gone on too long and you're not finding this girl. Why wait till like early in the morning hours to tell the mum, hey, your daughter's missing? Why were they able to go and rest and sleep and be okay with that before they called the mum to tell her? Like, if my friend is missing, I'm not going to wait and even like 20 minutes before I inform the parents or the family members. I'll be informing police right away. How comes the friends didn't call police and be like, hey, our friend is missing in the hotel, or hotel staff? They didn't inform hotel staff. So were they allowing time to go by so they can do what they needed to do to get rid of her? No one, I've noticed no one has ever thought about that theory. Why didn't they even go to hotel staff and say, hey, our friend is missing. Can you guys help us find our friend? It's late at night. This is not normal. She doesn't wander off like this, and she's really drunk too. Or, you know, or she's not well. Just something, just to get staff and security to look for her. Because literally, did they not think that she's wandering around her hotel, anyone can snatch her up, put her in the room and kill her? Like, their mind not go there. So to me, that makes my theory believe that the friends are almost 99.9% involved, or they know or heard or saw something that happened in the party or in the hallway. Maybe they did go back in the room and they saw something, they witnessed something. I don't know, but something from the party to her in the freezer happened that we don't know. And they know. They have to know something, because it just doesn't make sense at all. And their posts on Facebook after, like, something that traumatic happens to your friend and you're able to be back on Facebook and Snapchat and stuff like that and posting away, I just will be frozen. I just wouldn't be able to, especially I was one of the last people to see them alive. I would not be able to be back on social media for even like 2-3 months. So the fact they were so free makes me wonder, like, is their conscience, is their conscience dead or alive? I can't tell. So basically the last images, which I'm going to include in this video as well, is of her stumbling through the hallway. Now again, the internet comes up with the wildest theories. They're like, that's not her, that's a stunt double. They just put that out there to prove that she went into the freezer on her own. And now that's one thing that when I look back at it, I'm like, could it have been a stunt double? Because, and this what makes me think the hotel has to be in on it as well, because the delay to tell the parents, look, we found her here. All you need to do is look at a camera and be like, oh, okay, this is where she went into. But they took really long, and they were even threatening, because the mum apparently came there, where's my daughter, with her sister, with the sister, and it took long for them to respond. It's like the hotel did not care. They're like, whatever, like, she's 19, whatever. And even the 911, everything is so creepy. Even the 911 didn't seem to care. They didn't care. It took them so, they're like, she's 19, this stuff happened, maybe she's drunk. Like, there was no enough time. Like, I feel like if there was enough reports made at the right time, maybe they would have been able to save her. If what they're telling us happened, if really she walked into the freezer and died, maybe they would have been able to stop that from happening and rescue her. If the time was, if all these things were, like, if everyone didn't drop the ball, she'll probably still be alive, if what they said is true. Now, if she died in the party, no phone call they made to 911, nothing would have saved her. So I want to know what you guys think. Did she die in the party? Did she really die in the freezer? It's so bizarre. I'm going to include her last like images, and I really do believe there was a stunt double in the videos, because there was a really creepy video which I don't like watching of her, where it's very eerie, where it doesn't look like her in weight. She looks a bit thicker. So like her waist is bigger, the hips are bigger, and it looks like this person is almost like, and yes, I know they're stumbling, but they're like this and dodging the camera. So they're like, almost like they're doing this, and the weave is just bigger than the weave that she had in, because her hair was like slicked when she walked into the party. Now, I do know if you're sweaty or you get into a fight or something, your hair's going to be like that, poofy. So I can see how that can happen. But people, and with me, were saying that the hair looked synthetic. It didn't look like the hair. Her hair was like bone straight apparently and it did look like that. It looked like this, very, but then when she's in the hallway, it's like, it looks like that. So I don't know. Go and watch the video and tell me what you think about who that is walking. that's it for now. I don't know. I don't really know. My theory is, again, it has to be the friends and maybe the hotel combined, because, again, as I say, they weren't trying to help. They didn't seem like they cared that someone was missing. Because for them to say to the parent, to the mum, look, if you're, because the mum apparently came in there saying, we're good, you need to find my daughter, and like, it was shouting, and they were like, no, like, you have to wait 24 hours or something like that, which is BS. You don't have to wait 24 hours to file a missing persons report or start searching for someone. And they apparently they didn't let the mum see the CCTV. I can understand a little bit, because I don't know if I can understand that. I don't know. I really don't know. But they were just not cooperating with her. So that makes me wonder, were they involved? Because someone goes missing on your premises, you're trying to do everything to like open up rooms or find them, you know, like you have power to do that. So the fact they didn't seem moved or bothered, it makes me think, were they involved? Again, the freezer. Let's go to, because it's just like the water tank. How was she able to stumble all the way conveniently to a freezer that wasn't an area they were using? They say that it wasn't even, like, how was it? It reminds me so much of Elisa's case. It's like she shouldn't have been in that area, first of all. How was she able to stumble down into the kitchen? Like, I can understand stumbling into a toilet and she passed the toilet. How? And she has bruises on her as well. So that points to me that she had a fight. Her hair was like matted and wild, as I demonstrated to you those earlier. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. Like, how was she able to be in that freezer and not get out? That's my big thing, not get out. To me, she was already dead when she got into the freezer. Just like Elisa's case, she didn't drown. So with Kenneka's case, I believe they ruled it accidental and basically putting the blame on her, which is sad. They always put the blame on the people who cannot speak and tell you what happened. It's easy to do that because they can't say anything. They can't defend themselves. So let's put the blame on the deceased. They can't say anything. So that's the easiest way. Who's going to defend that? The family have to hire amazing lawyers and open up their own case all over again, which when they've decided on a case, sometimes it's hard to reopen those type of stuff. So my personal theory is the hotel, her friends, maybe one of her friends works in the hotel, I don't know. But here's what the internet widely believe is, some people do believe paranormal in this one. To me, it's creepy. The videos of her last moments just look creepy, just the way she's stumbling around. Some people believe that the videos were edited and someone's holding her up. I don't know. Because she's walking around. For someone who's drunk, actually, let's just be honest, she is walking around very perfectly. Almost like she's being guided to the place, or she knows the layout. It's creepy. Go and watch the videos. I'll put the links down below, or just type Kenneka Jenkins CCTV videos into YouTube. She looks like she's being guided. That's my personal, when I watch it, I've studied it time and time after again, and it's too perfect for a drunk person. It's almost like it's acted. It's almost like it's not real, but they say it's real, and I have to believe it's real. You know, you have to believe everything you're told to a certain degree. But the way she's wandering around just looks so suspect to me. Like, to me, and there's no puking. Someone said that as well. Someone who's that drunk, you will see them throw up shit. Like, there will be something, or they will at least pee on themselves. She was that drunk, she went into the male toilet, then walked back out. Did she see anything in the male toilet that scared her? Did someone from the male toilet see her and think, I can take advantage of her, and followed her? It's all too unreal. It's all too Hollywood for me. It's weird. Like, okay, back to the walking. So this is my theory. How is she walking that guided, that eloquent? I'm sorry, like, I can't think of the words. That perfect. It's just too choreographed. Can't say that word. You know, dancing, choreograph. Can't say it. But you know what I'm trying to say. The pattern of her walk is too beyond perfect. Like, someone who's drunk, in my mind, would fall to the ground at some point and just slump and fall asleep when you are that. Because why, to me, and she never got to like the front desk. Nobody on CCTV video saw her walking around all that time, because she's doing a lot of walking. It's a lot of walking in that video, and no one, me, no, sorry, that was my dog. So you're telling me nobody saw her walking around for all that time and stumbling, because she's literally stumbling and hitting things back and forth. No single soul, no single security man on video saw that. So who's monitoring the cameras? She was able to do that and access an area she shouldn't be in. And you're telling me that of all that walking around, she managed to just rest in a cold fridge, which they said that area is not in service, is not in use. They were doing construction there. So how comes the fridge was able to be turned on to where it can freeze her? That don't make no sense. Come on, we just have to use a bit more common sense. That girl was murdered. I don't care what anyone says, it's just like Elisa, murdered by people who know how to run stuff in that place. Like people who, it's either her friends or a combination of all of the above, her friends plus the hotel. Because how, like those, just take, if you don't take anything from this video, take around my theory about the walking around. Watch it back and forth, zoom in. How does someone walk around? They did not fall on the staircase and just rest. Because to me, most people when they get drunk, they slump and they fall asleep. Some people even pass out in front of their own house and on the lawn. That would have made more sense. To me, a theory that would have made more sense is that she passed out and someone carried her to their room, took advantage of her and checked out. Did I just crack this case? She was stumbling around. This is my final case. This is my final conspiracy theory on this. And then you dolls can run with it from there in the comment section. She was wandering around the hotel. This is my theory. Doing all that stumbling around. And someone must have seen this young, pretty teenage girl that is completely out of it, drunk. Maybe a little bit of drugs in there. Found her. Someone who works there. Doing a late night shift. Either someone who works there or someone from the hotel or one of the guys from the party saw her, took advantage of her, did not want her to be alive to tell the story. Maybe she sobered up and was like fought back, because she has bruises on her as well and marks on her body, and I think her lip too has a cut on it. They must have fought, and that's why her hair is matted up, and they must have killed her, wrapped her up, and took her down to the kitchen, turned on the freezer, and she's already dead at that point, and let it look like that. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. So anyway, if you enjoyed this video, dolls, let me know your theory. Do you believe my theory on both of these cases, on Elisa, on Kenneka? Do you see how they're very similar, and the fact that they are so quick to rule out accidental, and they're so quick to just go by what we can see and not look deeper, because there is some deeper stuff in it. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I have enjoyed today's Coffee and Crime Sundays. This is the first, and we're going to be doing this all of 2020, the rest of 2019. So I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your theories. I hope I didn't scare you. And I'll see you in my next video. I'm probably going to be doing one during the week, so stay tuned. And if you want to see a part 2 of this video, I will get into it. I'll get more facts and we'll talk more theories in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Also, if you want to see me talk about Elisa, more on my experience in that hotel, let me know, because I will do an in-depth video on that as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you dolls in my next video. Bye. Smooches.